Hey y'all, it's Collecting America's Pastime, aka Kyle, is my real name. But channel is Collecting America's Pastime. Reason for that, baseball is America's pastime, and I collect baseball cards. So, plus, I had to get something with America, and I'm very patriotic. Welcome to the channel. I'm new to the YouTube community, been a long time watcher, especially guys like Silver Jackify. Baseball Collector is a big one I watch. Mike, he does phenomenal stuff, has phenomenal stuff, and has a good production. Max Jackson, he's really good as well. His background stories around the cards are awesome. But a little bit about me. I'm from Ohio, 24 years old. Big Indians, Browns, Cavs, and Akron Zips fan, which you don't meet too many of. Actually, big Indians fan, you see here. My PC player for Modern is Jim Thome. As you can see here, Thome. This is hard backwards. Thome right here as well. Big Thome fan. I grew up with the 90s Indians, so obviously guys like Thome, Vizquel, Lofton, huge fans of theirs. My other PC player is Grover Hartley, which I'll do an entire video on that and my connection to him, because he's a random one. He only has a few cards, but he's a random guy. You don't really hear too much about him ever, actually. Probably the first time most of you have heard of him. But I have a pretty cool connection with him. And let's see. I've been collecting baseball cards since the late 90s. I'll do another video that does the story behind it, but figured it was time to join the YouTube community, and you guys do pretty cool stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. Let me know as we go along. Obviously, this isn't going to be my permanent spot for videos with the background stuff like that. I have pretty poor lighting in my man cave right now. I'm working on improving that. This is the best lighting I can find, and plus the best background combination. So hope this sound is good. I've never really done a video from my phone before, and hope the video is not too awful. But for the first video, the project I'm working on mostly at the moment is a Hall of Fame project. It's one playing days or involvement card if possible for every Hall of Famer. So if I can find a playing days card, I will snag that. If they don't have a playing days card or involvement card, like some umpire stuff like that, I will grab any card of theirs. For example, there's some 1950s Callahan subjects that's their only card. Not exactly a desirable set. They weren't playing days or involvement, but they were pretty close and still pretty cool. I mean, it's still a 60 plus year card, so depending on when it was produced, I think that set runs from like 50 to 55. But so I figured with the first video, I do a first class, hence the name, first class, first video. Kind of a play on words there too. So without further ado, let's get to some cards. All right, as I previously mentioned, I'm new to all this, so bear with me with camera angles, lighting, stuff like that, glare. And if you have any tips, please let me know. I have a couple stands that are coming later this week for my phone, which is currently being held up by a baseball knob. You can kind of see it there. I do some amateur woodworking, and I made this a couple of years ago, actually. It was more than a couple of years, just a kind of a little fun project. But anyways, if you have any tips, let me know. I have a couple of those stands coming that'll hold the phone and the cards, but for now I'll just go use my hands for the cards. But yeah, I'm doing I'm going to show the first class playing days card for each player. The first class was 1936 for the Baseball Hall of Fame. The class contained 5 players: Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, Cobb, Walter Johnson, and Christy Mathewson. And here we go. So the first card I'm going to do or show is T206 Christy Mathewson. You can kind of see it there. This is a gorgeous card. It's a PSA 1. As you can see on the left side here, there is a little bit of kind of peeled back paper. There's like something dug into it and pulled the paper up. But that's the only reason this card isn't a 3. It has phenomenal eye appeal. With the glare and the lighting, it doesn't do it justice. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous card. It's a Piedmont 350, factory 25. Yeah, 25. So, and if you guys are into the T206 set, you'll know that sometimes the factory makes a difference, and the subjects certainly make a difference. So, Christy was a World War I veteran, I believe. Very patriotic American, from what I understand. Phenomenal pitcher. Absolutely phenomenal. Played on the New York Giants team, and actually played with Grover Hartley. And again, that is a story of why I'm so connected to Hartley, but I'll share another time. But I think it's really cool that he played with Grover Hartley, and or that I guess Grover Hartley played with him. And I think Grover Hartley actually caught him, because Grover Hartley was a catcher. So that's always cool. But great card. He's also a big Christian man, from what I know and have read. So that always resonates pretty well. And so yeah, Christy Mathewson. Next card I'll show, next subject and card, is Walter Johnson. Walter is one of the best, if not the best, pitcher of all time. Absolutely, he has a cannon for an arm. I mean, if you watch the old school videos, watch it on YouTube. Even the Walter Johnson pitching, his arm looks like a slingshot. It's really, really cool. Probably better. I believe he's statistically better than Cy Young, but even though Cy Young has the unbreakable records, but Walter Johnson was amazing. This is a T206, the portrait. He has 2 poses in this set. Christy Mathewson has 3 poses. Portrait, white cap. Let's see here. This is a dark cap, and then he has the white cap and portrait. Walter Johnson has the portrait and arms at chest, or throwing, or pitching, I guess is the correct label for it. The portrait is the hot card, really hot card. They're both hot, but this is a beautiful card. You can see the big Washington Senators W on the chest. Gorgeous card. I bought this. Funny story. Well, first of all, it's a Piedmont 150. 150 is my favorite Piedmont back. Sorry, if you hear the background noise, my dogs are playing and my wife just yelled at them. But the funny story about how I acquired this, with my now wife, she was my fiance at the time earlier this year. She and I were at a wedding, one of her good friends' weddings, and I was the DD, and everybody was in the hotel room, having a good time, just kind of chilling out at the end of the night, and they were all sitting there talking, drinking a bit, and I was sitting there buying a baseball card. Bought this at like 12:30 at night, Eastern Standard Time, and I got a pretty good deal on it. Somewhat of a drunk bid, and I still got a pretty good deal on it. And I was hoping for a 1. It came back a 1.5 when I dropped it off at the National, and very, very happy with that. But good color, just the crease right here, crease up here. That's pretty much it. And yeah, great card. So that's Walter Johnson. Next up, we have Ty Cobb. I'm sure everybody here has heard of Ty Cobb. This is the T206. Sorry for the focus. This is the T206 bat on shoulder. He has 4 poses in the set: red portrait, green portrait, bat off, and bat on. The scarcest overall is the green portrait, which runs a pretty penny. The second scarcest is this one. I originally had a red portrait that came back an A for authentic, and was not happy with that, and got this one for literally about the same price, and quite happy with the upgrade in eye appeal. It's a PSA 1 miscut right here. It's miscut. You can see at the bottom here with this little tab. It covers the name up more than it's actually cut. There's still more name there. Again, it's hard to focus on that, but and you can see the mouse bite up here, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous card, great eye appeal, and it's a sweet Caporal 350 subject, factory 25 as well, and yeah, Ty Cobb, one of the best players to ever play the game. Tons of legends that surround him, and just an overall great player. So that's Ty Cobb. Honus Wagner next. Honus Wagner, one of the best shortstops, if not the best shortstop of all time. Played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. His cards run a pretty penny. Most of them started around $1,000 and go up from there, and that's in poor condition. I was going after them, and then they started to rise as I was going after one, and I wasn't really finding anything, so I started to look at the Colgan's chips. So Colgan's chips, it was a gum that was just distributed in round tin cans, and that's why this is round. And this one is probably about half the price of what a poor caramel or tobacco, well, not tobacco, his tobacco card's unobtainable, but his caramel cards are twice as much as this one and in poor condition. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to look at this. And some people don't consider it a card. I do, because the style of it is determined by distribution method. This came in a round tin can, keeping that in mind, much like tobacco cards came in rectangular packs. So I can still consider it a gum baseball card, and absolutely love the pose. It's the headshot from the 2206 image, and I'm not paying $1 million, so can't complain. I got this at National this year in Cleveland. Very, very happy with it. Was surprised to find one, and yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, here's Honus Wagner. Last but not least, we have Babe Ruth. This is a, let me get the camera angle. It's a bigger card. It is a Sinella, as you can see in the label there, 1932 Sinella. Great image. So Sinella was a margarine company from Germany. You can see the back is in German. Margarine company from Germany, and I fell in love with this card when I saw it, when I was looking for a Ruth. This ran me with the full set of Sinellas from that year, 120 some bucks. I sold the rest of the set for around 50 or 60, and I'm into this at about 66 bucks. So for a plain days period Ruth, you cannot beat it. You can buy these typically for around 120, 130 in the same grade. This is an SGC 1.5. Interesting fact about these that really made me fall in love with them. So you can see the backs in German. Nazi Germany, I believe this is distributed in 33. Nazi Germany took over, or I'm sorry, Germany was invaded by the Nazis, taken over by the Nazis in 32, 33. And this was distributed before or the same year that they took over. And, history, if we those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And so to keep that history in mind, I always will have that connected here, and we'll always remember the evils of Nazi Germany and the Nazis. But you can see on the back here, Babe Ruth right there. It says it there. It says it Ruth right here. So it has name on the back. It's just a really, really cool card. Great image, one of his best. And I'm very happy to have it, and I don't even need to go into the details of the Sultan of Swat's career, so you guys know that pretty well. But yeah, that's the first class. Let me know if what tips you have for future videos. I know this one's pretty lengthy, and I apologize for that. I don't know if I'll keep them shorter. I know sometimes 5 to 7 minutes seems to be the sweet spot, but I like to talk, and I like to talk about these cards. So let me know. I'll be posting hopefully a couple times a week. I want to showcase my Hall of Fame collection. I'll post the spreadsheet I have for that in the link below, or in the description below. It'll be a link to the spreadsheet that is keeping track of my Hall of Fame project. There's 323 Hall of Famers. I have over 55% of them, and I'll do it either probably based on class. So 37 would be next, and I'll do that over time, and then I'll showcase my Grover Hartley PC. I'll finally explain that story eventually. I'll showcase my Jim Thome PC, and we'll go from there. But I really appreciate you guys for watching, and look forward to connecting with you guys, talking about the hobby and these cards. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. Cavs are playing right now, regular season basketball, so go Cavs, and enjoy. Well, I'll see you next time.